There are moments that remind people why so many still miss Barack Obama's leadership. This was supposed to be a simple speech, but it turned into a lesson the Trumps would never forget. Barron Trump tried to mock Obama in front of the world, yet seconds later he was silent. And what Obama did next became the perfect example of grace defeating arrogance. What started as a leadership forum was about to turn into a showdown between two presidents and one son who had no idea how far things were about to go. The day had arrived, one of the most anticipated events in Washington, D.C., a grand leadership forum packed with global dignitaries, politicians, and business leaders. But what made this night different was the front row: Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Barron Trump. Three names that didn't just define politics, they divided it. Obama, calm and calculated, the voice of diplomacy; Trump, loud and direct, the symbol of power and confrontation; Barron, young, confident, still finding his voice, carrying a last name that echoed across America. The hall buzzed with energy, reporters whispered predictions, cameras adjusted. Everyone knew, with these three in one room, something was going to happen. The host stepped up to the mic with a nervous smile. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former President Barack Obama." The crowd erupted. Obama walked out tall and composed. His presence spoke louder than words. "Thank you," he began. "It's good to see leaders, thinkers, and young people ready to shape what comes next." His tone was warm, conversational. Then he cut straight into what everyone felt: the rising cost of groceries, rent, gas, the pressure on millions of hard-working families. The room went silent. "Inflation isn't just a number," he said. "It's parents skipping dinner so their kids can eat. It's the breath you hold when another bill arrives." Even those who disagreed with him felt the truth of it. Then he said, "Leadership isn't about blaming the last person in office or the next one coming in. It's about asking, what can we do together to fix this?" Applause filled the hall. He ended with a line that lingered: "A great nation doesn't rise because one man wins. It rises when we stand together." Leadership isn't pointing fingers. It's lifting hands. Cameras flashed. Obama stepped back with quiet confidence. But in the front row, Trump leaned toward Barron and whispered something. Barron smirked. The crowd thought the speech was over. They had no idea. The real drama hadn't even begun. The host returned to the mic. "Next, we'll hear from President Donald J. Trump." Obama sat. Trump stood, buttoned his jacket, and walked to the podium with a grin that said, "My turn." He began with sarcasm. "Well, that was quite a speech, wasn't it?" The crowd shifted nervously. Trump went hard. He mocked talk of unity. He blamed Obama for high prices and national struggles. "You talk about leadership," he said, "but leadership means taking responsibility. You never did. While you talk, America pays the price." Some clapped, some stared. Obama didn't move, calm, hands folded, almost too calm. Then Trump glanced at Barron and suddenly turned the microphone toward him. "Barron, you've got something to say, don't you?" The hall froze. Barron leaned in confidently. "Well," he said, "I guess we all appreciate a good speech about unity, especially from someone who spent years dividing this country." A few gasps. He continued, "Sometimes the truth isn't pretty. Sometimes you ask the questions people are afraid to ask, and some people still wonder if every president was even born to lead this country." The birther shot landed. Trump smiled proudly. The room did not. Faces tightened. A heavy discomfort settled. Obama didn't flinch. No anger, no panic, only a silence that said, "I'm choosing my moment." Barron thought he'd impressed his father. He had no idea Obama was about to turn that 9-second insult into a lifetime lesson. Silence hung over the hall. Trump mistook Obama's calm for weakness. "You see, no answer, no defense, just words." He laughed. Barron smiled, but neither smile would last. After a long moment, Obama finally stood. No rush, no theatrics, just steady purpose. The hall went silent. "I've been in politics a long time," Obama began softly. "I've heard many things, some smart, some not so smart. But mocking someone's story never makes your own story stronger." He glanced briefly at Trump. "And repeating the same old lies doesn't make them any more true." He turned to Barron. Not harsh, but firm. "You see, son, what you just did isn't confident. It's imitation. You've picked up your father's tone but not his experience. And that's a dangerous mix." The air tightened. Obama continued, "When a child mocks instead of asking questions, it's not just his fault. It reflects what he's been taught. And that's the danger of anger that never gets checked. It spreads." Trump shifted uncomfortably. Obama pressed on. "Families are supposed to lift each other higher. But what happens when your own family becomes the stage for attack?" For the first time that night, Trump had no comeback. Obama addressed the crowd again. When I was president, I faced criticism every day, some fair, some not. But I learned something important. You don't have to answer every insult. Sometimes silence speaks louder than shouting ever could. The room held its breath. Leadership isn't mocking, he said. It's mentoring. It's not tearing down another name. It's building your own with dignity. Soft applause started. Then it grew. Respectful, steady, overwhelming. Trump sat frozen, knowing if he said a single word, he'd lose the room completely. Obama nodded, stepped away, and walked off with quiet strength. No mic drop, no dramatics, just dignity. One man shouted, one man talked, only one left with his dignity intact, and that's the lesson. No matter who you are or what name you carry, respect never goes out of style. Dignity never becomes old-fashioned. In any room, political, personal, or global, the calmest person is usually the one in control. Sometimes the loudest lesson comes from the quietest response. And if you think this was the last time Obama's calm completely derailed the Trumps, wait until you see what happened the next time they stood on the same stage.